Hi, it's Sandy Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel, 50 Shades of Black and White, where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own personal experiences having borderline personality disorder. I talk about narcissism, post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia, and a plethora of other mental health conditions. But I only come on as a former patient of almost 20 years. I do not hold a degree in psychology. I am not a licensed therapist, so I cannot give you a professional opinion. Only my personal experiences and my personal opinions. And all I ask of you in return is to be kind in the comments section. Be kind to me. Be kind to other people who comment, and be kind to yourself. We can disagree. We don't have to. That's what makes the world go round. Variety is the spice of life. But we need to agree to be kind and respectful to one another. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Now, today's video is how my narcissistic psychologist used reverse psychology on me. And I wrote a whole book. It's like 252 pages. All his emails, unabridged, unedited, are in this book. So there's quite a few. This is the psychologist who I had sex with for 2 years. As you know, it's unethical, and it's also a felony. It's a crime in half the states to have sex with your patient. So how did he use reverse psychology on me to get me to have sex with him? Let's first of all talk about reverse psychology in case some of you out there don't understand what it is. Just think of the word reverse. Reverse means opposite, okay? The reverse of white is black. The reverse of sweet is sour. The reverse of fat is thin. So we'll take that word reverse. Now, reverse psychology. Psychology is about your mind, right? So if you want the person to do something, how to use reverse psychology is pretend that, what's the reverse of wanting someone to do something? Pretending that you don't want someone to do something. That's the reverse. Now, how to use reverse psychology, I'll give you an example. Say that you want your wife to cook a beef Wellington. Beef Wellington is very difficult to cook. So instead of saying to your wife, will you please cook me a beef Wellington? I really want a beef Wellington. And your wife says, you know, that's too difficult to make. I'm not up to doing that. To use reverse psychology to get what you want is to pretend that you don't want it. So you could say something like this: "Oh, I would never want you to make a beef Wellington. You could never do that. I mean, my best friend's wife makes it all the time, and oh man, it's so delicious. But you know what? You shouldn't even attempt it. Don't even try, because I know you wouldn't be able to do it. It'd be too much work for you. You'd be complaining. You would never be able to make it right. You could never do it. Don't even attempt it. Don't even bother, because I know you just couldn't do it." See, you're acting like you don't want the person to do it when you really do, right? So you're kind of like egging the person on. When someone hears the word can't, what do you think the first thing comes in their mind? Okay. All the more they want to prove that they can. So if you tell someone they can't, all the more they want to prove to you that they can. It's reverse psychology. So how my psychologist, unethical psychologist, Dr. James Barbaria, used reverse psychology on me is that he, in the beginning, pretended he did not want to have an affair with me. He did not want to get romantically involved with me. So he kept saying, oh, no, I can't be your boyfriend. See? And the more that he told me, he acted like he was disinterested. He said those words, but his actions didn't match his words. You see? He pretended like, oh, no, that's not right. That's not ethical. I would never do that. But then he'd call me up at 7 o'clock while I'm at home and tell me, I really need to speak to you. Can you come by? I said, it's 7 o'clock. It's in the winter and I had my pajamas on already. I wake up early, so how many of you guys put your jammies on early? I do all the time. I had my pajamas on. He said, I really need to speak to you. I don't think this can wait, And I'm going, oh my God, what's this about? This can't wait till our next session. And our next session was going to be like, I don't know, less than a week away, a few days, okay? But he couldn't wait. So I went in there. Next thing you know, he takes me in his lap and he's putting his tongue down in my mouth. See? So this telling me that he wasn't going to get involved with me, that it's not ethically right, that it's not something psychologists to do, and all of this. And then he started hugging me after every session and holding me really tight to his body and telling me, oh no, I don't have those feelings for you. Because I'd ask him, it seems like you're attracted to me. You know what he said to me? Oh no, I'm not attracted to you. I love you like you're my little sister. That's what he said, So he would, try to convince me that he wasn't interested in me romantically or sexually, that he's only holding me close to his body like I'm his little sister. So, but his actions wouldn't match his words, They did not match. That's a dead giveaway, that if someone's actions don't match their words. He's saying, I'm not attracted to you, but yet he's holding me after every session. He's saying he's not interested in a romantic relationship with me, yet he's calling me after office hours, telling me that he can't wait to speak to me till our next session. See, the actions and the words, they don't match. So, what is it? The saying, chase someone until they catch you? Ever hear of that? Is that how, or am I saying it reverse? No, have someone chase you. Oh God, I always get things mixed up. In other words, he wanted me to chase him until he caught me. You get it now? He wanted me to think it was all on me, that it was my idea, right? So he wanted me to chase him until he caught me. This is reverse psychology, and this is what narcissists do all the time. They use reverse psychology. You don't need to be a psychologist to use reverse psychology on someone. Psychology is a very powerful weapon, okay? A lot of political leaders use psychology. And to use reverse psychology it's like playing mind games with someone. It is, in effect, a mind game. It is trying to get someone to do what you want them to do, but think it was their idea. See how you plant the seed? You want someone to do something, right? But you want them to think it's their idea. It's like in school, the little kid making all the spitballs and the other kid's throwing them. He's making all the little spit, and then who gets in trouble? The kid that's throwing the spitballs, not the one who made them. See? So, this is how he played mind games. I turned into an alcoholic over it too, I really did. I turned into an alcoholic over his mind games. he made me think it was his idea that, you know, I wanted to have sex with him. He played like Mr. Pure, Mr. Innocent. He said, oh, I would never do that. You know, it's not ethical to do that. I only love you like a baby sister, you know. But he'd hold me close to his body. His, you know, his actions were telling me that's not how you would hold, you know, your baby sister, tied up against your body like that, and, you know, swaying, you know, swaying in his arms. This would be after every session he'd do this. But he'd go, oh no, I'm only holding you out of a place of platonic love, like you were my sister. That would be incest, right? And a therapist having sex with their patient is incest. And that's exactly what he did. And every session he talked more and more about himself. Tell me about all his past girlfriends. Tell me that about his childhood, how his father would beat him, how his mother was narcissistic. His mother used a silent treatment on him. She wouldn't talk to him for days on end, sometimes weeks. She'd have nothing to do with him. And if he did anything wrong or didn't listen, she made him sit in the corner in the kitchen on the hard wooden floor for 8 hours on his knees. Try to sit on your knees on a hard floor. Try it for like 15, 20 minutes on a very hard floor. He'd sit there for hours waiting till his father came home. And then when his father got home, you know, the mother would say, he's been a very naughty boy. And the father would get off his belt and whip him, beat him until he had welts on him. And he'd be telling me all of this. And of course, if someone tells you these horrific stories from their past, you know, I'm only, you know, a human person. I'm going to feel empathy and compassion. I'm going to feel heartsick for him. I'm going to feel sorry for him. And that's just feeding his hand, see? Feeding into his hand, you know? I didn't think he was narcissistic at all in the beginning of my therapy, you know, or in the beginning of it. Because I didn't know anything about how narcissists, you know, use reverse psychology. You know, I thought, you know, he's telling me that he would never, you know, have sexual relations with a patient, that he only loves me as a baby sister, that he doesn't have those feelings for me, and he could never have those feelings for me. Well, if he could never have those feelings for me, why did he call me up at 7 o'clock telling me he couldn't wait to talk to me till our next session, and then he put me in his lap and, you know, French kissed me? I mean, he put his tongue in my mouth. Why is he allowing me to perform orally on him? Why are we having sex upstairs in his bedroom? Do you see what I'm saying? But, oh, no, I only love you as a baby sister. I could never do that to a patient. I could never. The words don't match the actions. And he's telling me the opposite of what he really wants. Oh, I'm not attracted to you. You're like a baby sister to me. I love you like a sister. You see what? That's reverse psychology. Because then you think, oh, he doesn't want me. You know, he doesn't want me. He doesn't like me like that. He doesn't want to have sex with me. He told me he loves me like I'm his sister. So you feel safe, you know. You feel like, oh, you let him, you know, hold you. Because after all, a hug, you know, hugs are very deceptive, you know. Hugs can be innocent, but they also can be a prelude to sex. Because there's a difference between hugging someone and holding someone, see? So it can start out as a quick hug where you just, you know, hug the person and then let go. Or you can hold the person tighter and tighter to your body. So I wrote a poem once about one time our bodies were so tight together that you couldn't even slip a piece of paper in between the two of us. So you got to be careful what the person says if it doesn't match their actions, okay? That's reverse psychology. You got to be careful, you know, how the narcissistic person uses that on you to get what they want without you even realizing it. You think it's you. I thought it was me who initiated the relationship because he told me, oh no, 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 I could never have those feelings toward you. You're my patient. You know, so I thought it was me. Every time he kept, you know, holding me and closer to his body, and he sprayed on this cologne, and his body was tight. I mean, he had a six-pack. I mean, he was, you know, he was very well built. He had big, rippling biceps. So every time he took me in his arms, and, you know, I started, you know, I was really turned on by him. But he kept insisting that, you know, oh, no, 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 it's not like that. I only care about you like you're my sister. You see, he's telling me the opposite, reverse psychology, of what he feels, the opposite of what he's really going after. So then I feel safe, and I let my guard down. I feel safe. I feel like this is an ethical psychologist because he's telling me he could never do that. He's telling me, no, that's unethical, that I only care about you like a sister. So I'm letting my guard down, and I'm trusting him because he's saying all the right things. Narcissists know how to manipulate. They know how to manipulate you to get you to do what they want to do. They manipulate you so you think it's you. You think it's, you know, he always told me all along, oh, no, no, he doesn't feel like that. And he's only, you know, holding me like I'm a sister. When really he's, you know, putting me tied up again, you know, rubbing our bodies together. And that's not, see what I'm saying? That would be incest if that was your sister. So all during, I can't call it a relationship anymore. I thought I was in a relationship with him, but it wasn't. It was incest. This is how he used this against me, all right? I turned into an alcoholic. I want everyone to be aware of these people in power. A lot of people in power are narcissistic. Narcissistic people love power, you know. It feeds on their ego, all right? To have power, to be in control. But the psychologist uses reverse psychology. Of course, they're a psychologist, so they use psychology to gain the power over me, to manipulate me by making me believe the exact opposite, reverse. Remember reverse? The exact opposite of, he uses that acting like he doesn't want that type of relationship. You know, making me think it's all me. It's all on me, that I wanted that, not him. He told me from the beginning that he would never do that, but yet, there you go. You've got to be very, very careful about that because that's the type of thing that's insidious. That's the type of thing that creeps in on you slowly, okay? And then before you know it, they're getting, you're feeding off of their hand. You're lapping it up right off of their hand. See what I'm saying? You're lapping it up. They're getting exactly what they wanted. They planned it out all along from the get-go, but you think it's, you know, you're the one. It's just unbelievable, the mind games. Unbelievable. And that's what I want, you know, I wanted to do this channel to you know, talk about my therapies too, because I had plenty of narcissistic psychologists. And it's one thing that, you know, have a boyfriend out there who, you know, who isn't a psychologist, but when you're a psychologist who's narcissistic, but when your psychologist is narcissistic and they're playing manipulative mind games using reverse psychology on you, then it really is traumatic. You know, it really is, because you're hit. You don't know what the hell knocked you out. You know. So I hope you get the book, and I hope you know, are more aware of how these psychologists play mind games with you using reverse psychology.